Ireland produce the finest of food and our finest of good quality product. And in recent years, we've become increasingly aware of the importance of generating local markets for sustainable local products and services. So I'm going to talk about markets, I'm going to talk about farmers' markets, and the importance that they provide environmentally, economically and socially for local communities. Products and services created and delivered and consumed within their own regions are less detrimental to the environment, as we can easily imagine through the concept of food miles. And I'm going to just use for the purpose of today examples of Rosnowla Families Market in South Donegal and in Sligo Families Market. So Rosnowla Families Market celebrated last week its first anniversary. Enthusiasm is really high and the market is aiming and is making a fantastic job of attracting traders and customers and bringing the communities together locally. People are drawn in because of the local fresh produce, but also a sense of community and their vibrant nature. The organisers emphasise the value of building community wealth and that this is local economic, it keeps people spending money locally. And genuine economic wealth is created and delivered and retained in the community. So another example is Strandhill Farmers Market, who has been operating out of Hangar 1 at Strandhill Airport for the last 11 years. Strandhill Farmers Market, which was such an important and vibrant part of the local community, the last market took place in December 2024. So there was over 2,000 traders who were supported and nurtured by the market. Many businesses grew products initially sold to the market, then were stocked throughout the region. So there's a lot of indigenous growth there. And other traders successfully then set up their own cafes in the town. So I think, I suppose what's coming from that, from listening to people that are working within markets, traders that are working within markets, like we've the wild Atlantic way raging around us, that is looking at having permanent structures specifically for farmers' markets. So I suppose access to things like hand washing, power and food preparation is really important. It's very hard to have temporary structures there all the time when the wild Atlantic is blowing. So if we could look at some kind of policy to support, just basically to look for, and the county councillors would all agree, both in Donegal County Council and Sligo County Council, to look at a way that we can fund local authorities so that they're able to support the creation of permanent structures that are used just for farmers' markets. So like our rural future, the policy document based on developing rural communities was to create sustainable, cohesive rural communities. And I think to do this though, we need to support regional rural policy, we need to build sustainable tourism, and these markets form a huge part of sustainable, or of tourism within, like people coming to the Rosnowla and Strandhill really benefit from attending the farmers' markets. And I think this is exactly what rural policy should be about, and we're talking about creating new markets. I think this would be one thing. Talk about to focus on the need for bilingual packaging on food. And we all know the expression like Tír gan teangas, Tír gan anam. And I think, the Census Statistics Office last year produced from the 2022 census said that the amount of people using Irish has decreased. There's amount of people who have Irish has increased, but the amount of people using Irish has decreased. And so those who use the Gaelic on a daily basis fell from 73,000 in 2016 to 71,000, which, is a shocking state of affairs really when you're thinking about our own language. And I believe that bilingual packaging would be one area that would be able to help this. And I know both Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael in the manifesto say that they would give some commitment to ensuring that customers' right to be served in Irish and to increase the visibility of Irish language on signage, packaging and advertising. So I believe that bilingual packaging is the answer to this, and I think it should be prioritised over other initiatives at the moment. And if we can look at economies of scale, I suppose you can first of all target the ones that have the bigger reach, and then gradually it would be encouraged that more smaller producers would be able to use their bilingual in their packaging as well. So I think it will take, I think it will make sure people use the cúpla focal, and I think that it will take away the fear of speaking Irish for many people and allow others to immerse themselves more fully outside of the Gaeltacht. So I think, the inclusion of Irish with English on food packaging, it's a straightforward way to really raise literacy rates, and it will create more opportunities for people in everyday situations. And I think that people coming here as tourists as well are delighted to see Irish packaging. They've done it successfully in Canada. They're able to bring in French, so why can't we do it with Irish and English? Ní mór den a bheith croga agus ar tanga ar cinál bio. Carmaga.